class. Today I'm gonna talk about African's language and is it dying or not? Well, indigenous culture is one of one individual's or a group original heritage and traditions that originated from a land. And it is very important because indigenous culture or languages actually shows our identity. It is part of ourselves, and there's a problem about it. Many languages, indigenous languages, will die over the next century from what UNESCO said. 40% of indigenous language will die if we don't preserve it over the next century. And inside of the 40%, mostly is African's language. So in Africa is a continent, and many languages inside of that continent are dying because the younger generation don't preserve it correctly, or simply don't preserve it. And let me tell you why. So African's language are dying is mostly because the government's actually keeping teaching the younger generation. Most of the younger generation are taught international language such as English and Mandarin. And actually, the reason why the governments implement international language to school curriculums and subject is because they want to reach out for international relation, connection, and networking. But there's a problem behind this action. Many of their own languages are dying because of this, because simply the younger generation don't preserve it. They don't get taught how to know their own culture, how to preserve their language, how to be proud of their own language. But to focus on today's topic, should Africa focus on preserving their own language? I think no. I think the key is moderation. If you want to preserve your own language, it's a good idea because it is one way for us to know our historical background, how our ancestors used to talk, used to did back then. But it is also important to stay in reality, to stay in present life. And I think that modernization and globalization have impact very much on humans' life, until the point that international language is important. And I think that focusing on preserving indigenous language should not be the main focus, because there's also a bigger problem in this modern era. And I think that's all of Guido's opinion. I forgot to mention his name. Sorry. That's all of his opinion. Thank you.